Hey guys, this is future executive senior sales director Jordan Eicher, and I'm so happy to be with you for this family hangout. It is Monday, March 6th, and I hope you guys had a great weekend. I did. We celebrated my mother-in-law's 60th birthday this past weekend and got to do some parties with her and open gifts and sat around a big bonfire at my house last night, and it was fabulous and just much needed R&R time with the fam. And I hope you had a great weekend too, but it is Monday, so it is time to get back to the grind. It is time to get up early and stay up late and start another full work week of your job, maybe, your mom life, maybe, your school, maybe, or your Mary Kay business. Definitely. I have a beauty consultant in our unit named Jennifer, and she always says, I'm a teacher by day, but I'm Mary Kay all day. And I love that. And so whether this is your part-time gig, if it's your side hustle, or if it's your full-time career, we need to take advantage of each week as it comes at us day by day and not let one day go by without doing something to propel us forward in our Mary Kay business. And you'll notice I titled this hangout tonight, Get Paid. And I titled it that because most of the women who join Mary Kay do it for one similar reason, and that is for extra money. You want to get paid from your side hustle of Mary Kay. You may have joined Mary Kay for friends. You may have joined for just personal growth. You may have joined for self-esteem. But even women who join for all those other sometimes reasons don't mind the extra money, right? It doesn't hurt anybody to have some extra money and to get paid. So I want to teach you a little bit of the basics of how we earn great money in Mary Kay so that you can be sure that at the end of every single week, you've profited from your Mary Kay business for your dream, whatever that dream might be. And if I forget, I hope I won't, but if I forget in this video hangout to show you my magic dream, magic number worksheet, just remind me, send a text to your director or send a text to me or Facebook message me and say, hey, we want to get your magic dream, magic number worksheet so that we can work off of it. And I will try super hard to remember at the end of this hangout to send that sheet out to your sales director so you can get it directly from her. And speaking of your sales directors, we have the most amazing future national area in the whole world being built right here, right now. And so if you are part of this future national area, that's why you're on this hangout. And I just want to say, I am so super excited for those of you who have committed and who have registered for Career Conference and who have decided that you're going to be coming up the ranks in director and qualification, that you're going to be one of the next directors out of our national area family. And you know who you are, and I know who you are. And I just want you to know I'm so super proud of you. And you know what, ladies? The positions are available. There is room at the top for everyone. But everybody who wants to have a successful business has to start with these simple money management principles in mind. So I want to start there with some money management. So I'm assuming that you already have a separate checking account opened for your Mary Kay business. And if you don't, then that is absolutely your number one first priority. You need to get a separate checking account with a debit or credit card attached to it for your business, because you can't commingle your family funds and your household budget and your Mary Kay business money. Because if you do, you'll never have any good tracking system for tax purposes. You won't have any idea how much income or money you're earning and how much is going out, how much you're spending, and what you have to work with to build a successful and financially viable business. So very first thing, I'm assuming you've got a separate checking account. If not, that's your number one priority. Your number two priority is that you want to be sure that you are batching your product orders in a large group as humanly possible. So what I mean is order as much as you can at one time. And this is for a few different reasons. Number one, you get product bonuses when you order larger amounts. And that's just the rich getting richer, right? That's just how you get free products to incentivize hostesses with and to do as giveaways and to sell and make extra profit with that you didn't have to pay for when you do, let's say, a 600 wholesale order, which is obviously that very first level of to aspire to. Every beauty consultant should be shooting to place a 600 wholesale order minimally every single month when you place your product inventory orders. And that's for several reasons, but we don't have a lot of time to go into that right now. But the 600 wholesale, the other reason to batch your orders in biggest group as possible is because it saves you money on shipping. You're paying shipping every single time, whether you order one or two little items or you order $600 to $1,000 worth of product, you're paying the same amount flat rate shipping every single time. So it's important to batch those orders together as much as you possibly can. And the other reason to do that is really because I find when you have a lot of product, when it first comes in, you unpack that box, man, does that motivate you to sell. There's almost nothing better to motivate you to get out there and make some money and get paid than having brand new product that just got to your house. It arrived, you unpack it, you organize it, you even gift wrap some of it, and you've got it all displayed, take some photos, put it on Instagram, and now you're ready and excited to get out there and sell it and move it to earn some money. So that's another great reason that you would want to batch your orders together. So I'm assuming you got your separate checking account. I'm assuming it's better to place large orders rather than place a bunch of different small ones, which just costs you money and takes a lot of time. And I'm also assuming that you've heard about the 60-40 split and that you're implementing that. And if not, let me just give you a mini explanation of the 60-40 split. So in Mary Kay, when you sell something and you have the money in your hand from that sale, what we always teach you to do with it is to split the money 60%, 40%. Now, 60% of the monies that you receive when you sell something should go back into that separate bank account, and that's your product reorder account. That's your inventory account, right? So every business owner in the world who has an inventory, who sells something, who has a product, keeps track of inventory and keeps that money in a separate account. So you want to take 60% of your sales and put it back into that account so that you can restock your shelf with what just came off of it. Does that make sense? So now you might think, well, why is it 60% when I only have to pay 50% for it? Well, that's true. It's a good, solid question. The extra 10% is a buffer for your taxes and for shipping costs and for any other business supply items that you might need, like extra lookbooks or little color cards or cotton balls or gas or childcare that allowed you to go to that appointment and sell that $500 worth of product. Does that make sense? So 60% of whatever you sell goes back into your product reorder account so that you don't bankrupt yourself out of business and embezzle from your Mary Kay store. So if you were to take that $500 and just go out and spend it all on paying down your consumer credit card or spend it on a weekend trip to the beach or spend the $500 on whatever, leaky pipe or a brand new dryer or whatever it might be, well, now you've bankrupted you've stolen money from your Mary Kay business that really belonged to your Mary Kay business, and now your shelf is empty. So you have no way to make any more money. So that's not a smart thing to do. That would be taking your full 100% profit. So unless you are on 3,600 wholesale profit level inventory, then you can't take that full 100% profit when you make a sale and spend it on something and not reinvest in your Mary Kay store. Does that make sense? So if you do have a 3,600 wholesale store, then you are able to take that full 100% profit right now and spend it on whatever you want. And so that is a really big incentive, especially for brand new consultants, to start with a full store on hand because you can take profit instantly right away, 100% profit. And that's because you'll typically have enough items on hand to keep selling from without having to restock your store as you go ahead and have future appointments. So obviously, at some point when your store gets low, below 3,600, then that's when you'll have to start doing your 60-40 split again to restock your store so that you don't go out of business. So that's the 60%, your product reorder account. The 40% is your pure profit. So the 40% is yours to take and do whatever you want with. So I always have a little recommendation for what you should do with it. Let's say at the end of the week, let's pretend you sold $500. And so the 40%, the 60% would be the $300, right? And the 40% would be $200 that you'd have to spend. Well, if I were you, your $200 is for whatever you want to spend it on, for your family, for your shoes, for date night, whatever you want to spend. But I would take at least $20 out of that $200. So that's 10%. I would take, wait, that's not right. Yeah, that's right. Sorry. Mom brain. I would take $20 out and put it in a little jar or a little account or a little envelope. I like to use envelope system. I'm one of those people that has cash in envelopes in my house. Shh, don't tell anybody. But I like to do the envelope system because I would take 10% of my profits out for Mary Kay travel budget. So if your director does, a little spa day in the mountains and you really want to go, or career conference or something like that pops up and you need, money for a flight, or seminar that's coming up at the end of the summer and you really, really want to go, but you're not sure where that money is going to come from, start saving just a little 10% of your profit, if not more, for that Mary Kay travel budget. So that when conferences come up or retreats come up or things where you need extra funds, you can not freak out and say, wow, I can't believe just a little bit over time, the compound effect is giving me $400 in my Mary Kay travel account, and that pays for my whole flights. And now I just have to sell some more product to figure out the registration fee or the hotel room or whatever it might be. But anyway, 60-40 split. I always say take a little bit out of your profit to save for Mary Kay travel throughout the year, but it's totally up to you. It's up to your discretion what you want to do. But here's what I want to encourage you to do is to pay yourself every week. So remember in the beginning, I talked about having that separate checking account for your Mary Kay business. It should come with a checkbook. And if I were you, every single week, at the end of the week, I would sit down, take all my sales, add them up, take the 60% and put it in my product reorder account by writing a check. Right? You write a check to yourself from yourself, put that back, deposit it back in the product reorder account. Or usually when you get paid from customers, a lot of times you have cash, so you can do it that way too. But put 60% back in, and then 40% write yourself a paycheck and put down in the memo line profit. This is how you're going to start to see if your business is making money. And here's the kind of dicey news. If your business isn't making money, or if it's not making as much money as you hoped, well, that's on you, girl. That's on your shoulders to have more appointments, to sell more. When that 40% just isn't big enough or isn't cutting it or isn't exciting you, then gosh, I only had one appointment this week. Maybe I should have 2 or 3 next week so that my 40% is a little bit higher. But what I think sometimes consultants do is they don't pay themselves. And you just let everything float around in one account, and then you're never sure what you're earning. You're never sure what amount is your profit. And when it comes down to the end of the month and you're stretching to reach a big goal or something and you need to place an order and you need products, but there's no money, you go, what happened? And that's just because you've had poor money management. I know that you may not have been taught to manage money in regular life. I find a lot of women, unfortunately, have either had finances managed for them by their parents or by a spouse, and never been involved in how that works, or they've just never taken time to teach themselves. They've never been offered the opportunity to learn how to really manage money, especially in a business sense. And so, give this a try. Use the 60-40 split and sit down every Sunday evening or every Monday evening or every Wednesday evening. Just pick one day each week and be consistent with it, and pay yourself and put the 60% back in your product account, back in your Mary Kay business account, so that it's there when you need to reorder your products. Okay, so 60-40 split. It's simple. 60% product reorder account, 40% is your profit. But I encourage you to write yourself a check at the end of every single week so you know exactly what you're earning from your Mary Kay business, and so that you have fun money. That's why you probably joined. And if not, I know it doesn't hurt, right? So I want to talk about a couple other things that are super important in order for you to keep getting paid in your Mary Kay business. So I assume you have your personal separate checking account. I assume that you have a debit card or a credit card attached to it. I'm assuming that it's best to batch your orders and place larger to the tune of 600 wholesale or above orders at once, because it saves time, it saves money, it gives you free stuff, it just makes sense. It earns you the company bracelet every single month with that 600 wholesale order. It gives you maximum team building commissions if you have team members or if that's something you're striving for. It gets you on target for the Star Consultant program, which, by the way, we have a deadline coming up March 15th. If you're not yet a star, you have plenty of time in Mary Kay World, 9 whole days, 10 including today, in order to earn that star. And I know you can do it. I've seen women do it in 5 days. I've seen women do it in 2 days when they were passionate and they had a goal and they reached out to everybody that they knew and offered great specials. So your 60-40 split, super, super important. And let's talk really fast about your weekly accomplishment sheet. So when I was talking about how you're going to know what you're earning what you're giving away, what you've sold, how much has been, what is tax deductible because you gave it away as a free gift or because you gave it as a hostess prize or something like that. You've got to get in the habit of filling out your Mary Kay weekly accomplishment sheet online. And the weekly accomplishment sheet is something that you can fill out online and then print to have a hard copy of, which I also recommend. Get a little 3-ring binder and print out every single week your accomplishment sheet, but also submit it to your director so your director can see what you're doing. It's just a little extra level of accountability, and it also allows your director to maybe see where you have some areas of opportunity for growth, where you might sell $1,000 every week, but it's not necessarily skincare sets. And your director might say, wow, well, you're a great seller, but let's focus on that skincare so you have a strong reorder business. You might have a ton of bookings, but low sales. And your director might be able to say, hey, Sarah, let's talk about how to close a sale because you're getting in front of people, which is amazing, but doesn't look like you're, closing a lot of the deals. So let me help you with getting that product into women's bathrooms and getting happy customers and happy skin and happy faces all across your community. So it can really help your director to teach you and coach you as well when you do that weekly accomplishment sheet. But most importantly, it's a tax record for you and for your accountant. So as your sales director or your senior sales director or your super senior or whatever I am to you, I'm not legally allowed to give you any tax advice. That's not my role, and I'm not qualified or certified to do that. So what I recommend is that you do your weekly accomplishment sheet, save a hard copy of it for every single week of the whole year. Even if you sell nothing, fill it out with all zeros and print it out with the dates and everything and put it in your binder so that at the end of your year, you can give it, the whole binder, to your tax professional, and it will be a lot of the information that that professional needs in order to provide you with your deductions and your return and all of those things. So let me also alleviate your fears a little bit. Those of you who just the word tax makes the hair on the back of your neck stand up. Until you earn a certain high level of commission checks from Mary Kay, you don't need to file any tax claims for your Mary Kay business separately because the government views it as just a hobby, and your products are already paid. The product taxes are already paid when you purchase the products up front from Mary Kay. You may have noticed that the tax rate seems high. It's because you're paying tax on the full retail amount of the product. So you're prepaying it up front to Mary Kay when you get the products from the company. And then as long as you always remember to charge your customers sales tax, you're going to recoup all of that tax money. So don't worry about that. Mary Kay files all the tax claims for all the beauty consultants in your state for you all at one time, and you prepay the taxes when you order the products, so all that's taken care of. But do save all your Mary Kay receipts. If you go out to lunch with your director and you guys talk Mary Kay and you talk strategy, save that receipt. If you drive to and from your success event, save that receipt for gas and mileage. If you purchase, obviously, inventory products, save all your receipts from those type of things. If you buy anything related to your business, paper, a brand new computer, whatever, cute glitter pens for your parties, whatever you purchase, just make sure and save all your receipts. I like to use an app on my phone where I can just take a picture of my receipt. It's called Expensify. And I take a picture of the receipt, it saves it digitally, and then I don't have to actually keep the paper copies. But just save your receipts and those kind of things, and make sure you do your weekly accomplishment sheet, and then talk to your local tax professional about your Mary Kay business. Somebody who really does know the ins and outs of home-based businesses is preferable. Okay, so the last thing I want to say about how to make sure and get paid is to have a weekly sales goal for yourself, because without a goal, without a target to hit, you will just drift. And last time I checked, no one drifts into excellence. And I know you want to be excellent, and excellent beauty consultants make excellent money. And the 50% profit is just huge. And I just want to give you just a quick example of a plan. So in our unit, I always encourage beauty consultants to get on one of two plans. The first plan is the 3+3+3 plan. And that comes out to be 3 appointments a week. So 3 parties every single week, 3 sharing appointments held every single week, and a minimum sales goal of $300 in new sales every single week. And new sales is different than customers placing a reorder. So I 3 parties a week, 3 sharing appointments held every week, and $300 in retail sales. So that's the 3+3 plan. That's for, in my opinion, the super duper part-time beauty consultant, because 3 parties in a week, you know what? Even someone who works a full-time 40 or 50 hour a week job could have 3 parties on a weekend. You could have 2 on a Saturday and 1 on a Sunday afternoon, or you could have all 3 on a Saturday. You could choose to, batch your appointments and do them back to back. That's what I love to do when I work my own personal business. I love to do parties back to back to back on a Saturday. You can have one early at 9 in the morning. You can have another one at 11 or 11:30, and you could have a third party by 1:30 or 2 in the afternoon and be finished by 4 o'clock, and still have your whole Saturday late afternoon and evening free, and your whole entire Sunday to just do absolutely nothing and still be on that 3+3+3 plan. And people who don't work a full-time job, you really need to be at least on the 3+3+3 plan, because it is so within your reach to do 3 appointments every single week and have one person, you choose one person from each party to sit down with and share the business with, and those are your 3 sharing appointments that you hold every week, and then shoot for $300 in sales. And if you're doing 3 parties a week, trust me, you will blow the $300 in new sales out of the water. Because the company average for a skincare party in sales with 5 ladies around the table is $200. That's just across the board with all the millions of women we have in the company doing parties, $200. So in our national area, the Hulu national area, Kathy's area, our average is a lot higher. It's about $300. And that's because I think we're so well trained and we come from a lineage that's direct from Mary Kay Ash. So let's say you had 3+3+3, you had 3 parties in a week and averaged $300 in sales. Well, that would be you selling $900 in weekly retail products. What would that do? That 40% of $900, $360 in profit per week from your Mary Kay business, working it about 6 hours. That's 6 hours worth of people time. Yes, it takes some extra office time, paper time, meaning texting for bookings or following up or getting on the phone with somebody to make sure they're coming or giving directions or, sending out party invitations or following up, whatever it might be. But it's about 6, max 8 hours worth of work for $360 in profit. That's over $45 an hour. And I feel like, wow, what else could you do for part-time money on your own terms and your own schedule to make about $40 an hour? And then that's just the first time they buy. If you follow up and give great customer service, they'll reorder from you for Lord knows how long, hopefully as long as they have skin. So, I just feel like the 3+3+3 plan could give you a lot of money at the end of the month. $360 a week times 4 weeks is over $1,400, right? I know that 300, 15, it's almost $1,600 profit from 3+3+3. Hello? Could you get excited about an extra $1,600 a month over 3 months? Think how much money that is. Oh my gosh, $4,800 in a quarter if you were on the 3+3+3 plan. Okay? Now, if you want to be an overachiever and you just want to go for it, and even that much money, you need more because you want to leave your full-time job and you make more than $1,600 a month now, well, you need to be on the 5+5+5 plan. And I bet you can guess what it is. It's 5 parties a week. It's 5 sharing appointments, and it's $500 in new sales. And those are your choices. Those are the plans. Those are the tracks to run on, where if you'll just push through and figure out how to do one of those simple plans without fail, consistently every week, there is no way that you will come back to me and say, I can't make money in Mary Kay. There's just no way possible. And especially if you manage your money exactly like I just told you, with the 60% product reorder account and the 40% is your paycheck, there is no way that you could fail. This is your no fail proof plan for your Mary Kay business, is your 3+3+3 or your 5+5+5 plan, and manage your money with the 60-40 split, and make sure that you're not commingling your funds, that you have a separate account, and that you're doing your weekly accomplishment sheet. I mean, you guys, this is it. This is how you get paid. And I haven't even touched on the team building commissions, the extra money that you'll be bringing in when you're doing one of these plans and managing your money properly from team building commissions. But here's the great news. When you start selling this much product, your reorders will soon start adding hundreds of dollars every month with 0 hours spent to your account. And surprise orders on your website. I'd love to give a shout out to my new team member, Tony, who this week, she had a surprise $270 order on her Mary Kay personal website. I mean, hello, what a great sale. Surprise. She didn't hold a party to get it. But you know what? Sometimes God gives us those gifts and those surprises. So your income selling the product is only going to grow and grow and grow as you work this plan consistently because of your reorders. And then there's going to be surprises, orders that just pop out of nowhere that you didn't expect. And then will come the team building commission checks. And all of a sudden now you can see how these women who you've heard about who earn $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 from their Mary Kay businesses, how they do it. They work the plan. They work the simple plan and they don't quit on themselves and they do it consistently. And so you've got to have, my whole point when I started out on this rabbit trail of the plan is that you have to have a goal for yourself. You have to have a target to shoot for. You have to be aiming for something because otherwise you'll never drift into winning. You've got to give yourself a win. And you can only give yourself a win if you know the rules of the game. And your rules of your game is your sales goal. Your sales goal. So what do you want to sell? And base that on how much you need for your dream. So I'm going to send around your magic dream formula because you've got to have something tied to your heart. Otherwise you won't push through to make the plan happen. You'll stop at 2 parties a week and $200 in sales and 2 sharing appointments because that third one is just too hard to get. But if you're focused on your magic dream, the thing that's tied to your heart or your kids or your spouse or your spouse or debt or your personal growth or your self-actualization journey or your spiritual life or your church or your whatever, your nonprofit, whatever it might be, when something is tied to your heart, you will push through for it. So that's why you have to figure out your magic dream number. All right, so I'll send that sheet around so you know if you don't already have in mind your weekly sales goal, use your magic dream formula to figure out your weekly sales goal and then decide whether or not, based on the company averages of $200 to $300 per party, whether you want to be on the 3+3+3 plan or the 5+5+5 plan. It really is as simple as that, I promise you. Okay, so God bless you guys. I can't wait to hear all the stories that the directors are going to share with me of you telling them your magic number, you telling them your magic dream, and you telling them which plan you're going to choose to work so that you can get paid. All right, God bless you, and I know we're going to have another great family hangout next week. Bye-bye.